When you are on a project, that is, you are trying to solve a problem, you are trying to solve your customer's problem or your business problem. When you say you completed, you have done the defined phase, then you should have answer for all these questions. First question, is this project what you are doing is important to your business? Project is obviously important to you, important to your department. Is it also important to your organization? That is called goal alignment. If your organization's preference is different and your preference is different, do you think your top management will support your project, will fund your project? It won't happen, right? So in order to gain your management buy-in, make sure your project goal aligns with the organization's strategic goal. And number two, does a business case exist? You ask me the right question, ROI. If ROI is not healthier, and nobody will be interested in funding your project. So business case has to exist. To execute the project, you require resources, time, effort, costing around 20 lakhs. Okay, 20 lakhs is funded. But what is the return on investment? What is that the company is going to get back? A saving of 35 lakhs every quarter. Now it sounds good. 20 lakhs investment, but 35 lakhs is the saving every quarter, and it is recurring year on year, isn't it? So near about 1.4 crores saving annually. So your ROI is really healthier. And so a business case exists. And now this is very critical. Have you identified the CTQ? What is CTQ? Critical to quality characteristics. CTQ are nothing but the measurable pain metrics. Problem, you can write it for 100 pages. If you ask somebody what is your problem, then they will keep on talking for throughout the day. But still it is not defined. But the moment you understand appropriate pain metric, problem is properly defined. Now you are ready to move on to the next stage, measure phase. To help you understand the importance of CTQ, let me create a context. This is CTQ means critical to quality characteristics. Imagine a parent is taking a child for a vaccination, a small kid, taking for a vaccination. When the vaccination is given, the child is crying a lot. The child is crying a lot. And now it happens with every child. Every child is crying a lot whenever a vaccination is given. And now the manufacturer of the vaccine or the vaccination process, they understood that we have to somehow sort out this issue. And now tell me, what is the problem here? Whenever the vaccination is given, the child is crying a lot. And suppose if you are given such a task, if you are given such an assignment, and tell me, what is that you will measure, or how will you solve this problem? The problem is very simple. Child is crying. I don't want the child to cry like this. You make the vaccination process a smooth one. Do all of you get my question? All of you understand the context?
Create an atmosphere like a child can enjoy.
Oh, very good. Arshit Shah is giving a suggestion. You create an environment where child can enjoy, and then you can give the vaccination in between. Am I right?
Yes.
Very good. Any other idea? Kunal?
Sir, we need to work on the pricking process also. The needle size and the needle, yes.
All right. So you have
come the technical process.
You have come directly to the point. Is there any other people who wanted to give any other suggestion? You want to give chocolate?
Hand over a chocolate to the
Oh, hand over a chocolate. Very good. Hand over a chocolate. And then you want to sing a song? Have you seen some parents singing songs, singing rhymes, and also dancing in front of the child? Am I right? Have you seen all those things?
Yes.
Tell me, is that all these things are really solving the problem? Or
oral supplement can be designed and given to child.
Okay, that's a completely, altogether changing your approach. But you have to improve the current process. You can't reinvent a process. Reinvention is DMAT-V, which is a new product development. And which we will take it up separately, but it's a good idea. See here, giving a chocolate or dancing in front of the child is no way is going to solve your problem. Rather, may bring complications further. Sometimes child may start crying more, seeing you dancing and singing. These are all possible, isn't it? So the ultimate thing is we need to understand what actually makes the child to cry. It is the
Yes.
needle, isn't it?
Yes.
Like our Kunal was clearly saying, sir, the needle size, it matters a lot. If the needle size is really thicker, the pain will be more. Am I right?
Yes.
So the needle size is responsible for the pain. So the size of the needle is the CTQ. Can I say like that? The moment you understand the size of the needle, is responsible for the pain, no problem is defined. Chocolates are not required. You don't have to dance. You don't have to sing. Rather, do something to reduce the size of the needle. Your problem will start coming down. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes. So the size of the needle is a CTQ. And now earlier, the size of the needle was 0.5 mm. Just for a discussion sake, I'm saying 0.5 mm. Now you want to reduce it to 0.25 mm. Now CTQ is defined. Customer problem is understood. Customer doesn't want to have a needle of 0.5 mm. Customer want to have a needle of 0.25. And now what is the challenge? When you reduce the needle, how will you ensure the medicine will flow inside that needle? Already the size of the needle is 0.25. And now you have to drill a hole inside that 0.25 mm. And then you have to make your medicine flow inside that. Now, what should be the inner diameter now? Maybe 0.2 mm.
Yes.
Or 0.15 mm. And now do you really have a technology by which you can drill a hole inside that 0.25 mm? Now, what is this problem? This leads to a business problem. This leads to a business problem. And if you can solve both, now a product bonds, right? The inner diameter is a business problem, and inner diameter is called as CTB. What is CTB? Critical to business. Outer diameter is critical to quality. Inner diameter is critical to business. And then within that inner hole, the medicine should flow smoothly. So if you can make it happen, a new product bonds, a business happens. So always, CTQ and CTB must be, you should be able to balance properly. If you can balance, then a product comes in the market. Otherwise, your product will remain a concept in a paper. The product will never appear in the market. So always when you say you have defined the problem, when you say you have understood the problem, see to that you identify the CTQ correctly. Most of the time, we identify the CTQs wrongly and then put all our energy and resource there and later understand we are spending our energy in a long direction. And then by the time your time is lost, your project is a failure. So don't do that. Identify the right CTQ. Is it helpful, the tool CTQ?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Right.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you are doing, for every problem, there will be a CTQ. It could be a single metric. Sometimes there could be multiple CTQs. There could be multiple CTQ. And the next question, important question to get answered is, are project plans and key milestones defined? Your project duration is 6 months. What are you supposed to achieve after 6 months? And what will you achieve after first month, second month, third month, and so on? Each and every month, your milestones have to be made clear. And if you can also give, the milestones for weekly activities, then that's great, right? So project plans and key milestones needs to be defined. And of course, in Six Sigma, you will not have any issue because you already know it is a 5-phase approach. Project kickoff, define, measure, analyze, improve, control, project closure or celebration. And now your project duration is filled with this list of activities, meaningful activities. So you can see to that your team is focused properly in solving the problem, right? So now define phase, what are all the tools you can explore? There are several tools: project charter, Kano model, CPOC, Pareto, CTQ tree, and right now I have taught you CTQ. But if you can draw it in the form of a diagram, where in the diagram you can see your voice of customer. Child crying is the voice of the customer. And the finally arrived metric is the needle size. So if you draw a diagram or a tree-like diagram, showing the conversion of voice of customer into the measurable metric, that's called the CTQ tree. And then y is equal to f of x, I already spoke yesterday. Y is the dependent variable, x or the independent variable. And always in Six Sigma project, at the end of every phase, there will be a review meeting. We call it toll gate review, where project sponsor, project champion, and then the team member, team leader, and other relevant people will be attending, and critical questions will be asked. And few of the critical questions I have shared with you already, right? If those questions are not answered properly by the team, and define is not done. If the questions are properly answered, then your project charter will be approved. Project charter approved means your project is live. What is project charter? A complete plan about your project, right? The goal statement is there, problem statement is there, scope statement is there, team members are there, team leader is indicated, and key milestones are defined. Everything, is made crystal clear. It is generally a one-page document. Don't create your project proposal for 100 pages. No, nobody is going to read. Particularly the person who is going to approve your project, he can have only 5 to 10 minutes time to read your project proposal. So make it short and sweet, to the point. At the same time, make it very impressive. Like the terms like ROI, if you can put it in your project charter, will really create interest, isn't it? And business case, you can say a saving of.
Sir, can I call it at a glance paper?
Come again?
Can I call it paper at a glance?
Yeah, paper at a glance, exactly, right. So it's like executive summary, but then again in a standard format, we call it project charter. But if you already have some specific format followed in your company, and nothing wrong, you can do that. And also try to visualize the information with some graphs. That's why you need to learn the visualization tools, including your the QC tools, the history of the problem, the benefits of the improvement, and all those things. If you visually present, the visual clues will quickly convince your boss, and then you can get your project approved. So these are the tools, right? Kano model is one another tool which will help you to understand your customer better. Most of the time, customer themselves do not know what do they want. Hope all of you will agree with me. Customer themselves may not know what do they want.
Yes,
And you cannot take advantage and then give him an inferior product. But after you deliver the product, now he will speak a lot. And as a result, what will happen? Your product will not succeed in the market. So it is your responsibility to understand the customer's requirement completely, whether it is spoken or not spoken, whether he spells out or doesn't spells out. Still, it is your responsibility. So make use of tools like Kano model to understand the requirements of the customer, as well as you can prioritize the requirements, right? And SIPOC is an acronym standing for supplier, input, process, output, customer. Consider today's session. That's part 2 happening today. Now, who is the supplier in this activity? Everything is a process, right? Today, training is also a process. Now, who is the supplier? Who is making the presentation? I'm making the presentation. I am the supplier. So, yes, is me. Now, who is the customer here? Who is he here?
we.
All of you. Very good. All of you are the
participants.
very good. All of you are the customer. Now, what is the output?
White belt.
Knowledge.
Come again. Output is?
White belt.
Yeah, white belt certification, my lecture, the recorded video, the training material, all of them are output. All of them are for you. Am I right? So for me to do this, simple lecturing, which is considered as a process, I do require some input. My slides, a Zoom platform, and all your interaction, all your attention towards me, those are all my input, isn't it? And similarly, and these inputs comes from different supplier. For example, PPT comes from me, attention comes from you. Am I right? And now I am supplier for some of the input. You are a customer. You yourself become a supplier for some of the input. Can I say like that?
Yes, sir.
The attention comes from all of you. That is also required for the success of my process. So a customer becomes a supplier becomes a customer, an input becomes an output, and output sometimes comes back as input, and all these things are happening in any business. If you could properly understand all these roles, you can handle any problem. Is that clear to you with the SIPOC? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I could see only Kunal responding to me. I want everybody to
Yes, sir,
respond.
we
Yeah,
got it.
please. That's very important, right? All right, and now moving on. So customer requirement is always a challenge, and let me play a short video, a 1-minute video, which will tell you how things can go wrong, all right, in any business. Understand your if you poorly understand your customer requirement, finally quality is a question mark, right? So the same thing could happen also. So that's why tools like Kano model are essential to understand the customer requirement and prioritize the customer requirement prior to launching any product or even any service, right? So this is Professor Noriaki Kano. In 1980s, he developed a tool called Kano model, which will help you to prioritize the customer requirement. Because any product, there will be hundreds of requirements. For example, this training also, you want the training to be to be very effective, and then you wanted to learn a lot of content. At the same time, it should be cost wise, it should be low. There are a lot of questions in the chat. I'll definitely address it. So like the cost wise, it should be low, and then you might require the training material, and you might require the certificate. There are many requirements always. And now a prioritization is important, because if there are 100 requirements, probably we may not give all 100 in the beginning. So what is that most important to the customer? And then what is next important? And then in the same order, I should try to provide in the form of a product and a service with the features. And then what happens, I will probably be able to attract more customers and retain my existing customer. If my order and your requirement order changes, and then the business will be very challenging. And according to Kano, there are several features any product and service will have, and there are three things I am showing here. Must be features. Any product will have the must be features. Must be features are otherwise called dissatisfiers. Then the next level of features are called performance feature. They are otherwise called the satisfier. Then the third level of features called the attractive feature, otherwise called the delighters. You are seeing them graphically here. The dark blue are the must be or the dissatisfier. The green is the performance or the satisfier. The blue is the delighter or attractive feature. So now I will show a particular feature, and you have to find out whether it is a satisfier or a dissatisfier. Imagine you